very excited to be here and very excited about the potential of fusion energy. And with all apologies to George Gershwin, I say ITER, you say ITER, but let's not call the whole thing off. And I do have some particular questions. I've been very fortunate to be able to go out to the Fusion Lab at MIT and see the CMOD there. And I had some questions for Dr. Dehmer because you have oversight of sort of what I see as two parallel management structures, one having to do with the Fusion Energy Advisory Committee, and one having to do with the High Energy Physics Advisory Board and the P5. And there seem to be similarities on these two, but some key differences, and I wondered if you could help me think through some of the differences. In the P5 panel, there is a feeling that there has been a better opportunity to incorporate community input. And there has also been some differences in that membership in the strategic planning panel on the fusion side has barred membership from major U.S. facilities to avoid conflicts of interest. But this has not been the case in the P5 panel. And sort of the feedback that I've been getting is that people feel the P5 panel has been able to work through solutions in a better way. And I wondered if you could comment on that and the difference in structures and how we might reconcile these two parallel structures.
Yes, let me talk about that. Actually, there's three committees that I'd like to talk about. One is the P5 HEPAP, one is the FESAC, and the third is the Basic Energy Sciences Advisory Committee, which went through a similar exercise about a year ago. In prior committees under FESAC, there had been some concern expressed to me verbally by phone calls that the committee didn't appreciate conflict of interest as well as it should. So when we started this most recent study, I admonished them to be very, very careful about conflict of interest. Now, you can do that in a number of ways. You can have your subpanel composed of people who have no obvious conflicts of interest, and that's what the chair of FESAC did. That was Mark Kepke, and that's also what BSAC did. The BSAC and the FESAC committees were very, very similar. Neither one of the subpanels had members from institutions that were directly affected. However, in both cases, there were very open community activities in which communities put white papers and other kinds of documents into the subpanel and had an opportunity to formally brief the subpanel. That worked very well for BSAC, and Mark Kepke chose to adopt that for FESAC as well. There is no intent whatsoever to inhibit input from these major facilities, and in fact, if you look at the FESAC web page for this activity, it is full of calls to the communities to provide input. And in fact, they met just this very week. They stopped meeting yesterday, and they heard from all of the major facilities, national and international, that briefed the subcommittee and put in white papers for the subcommittee. This worked very well for BSAC. I think Mark Kepke decided to adopt this for FESAC.
Great. Thank you very much. I yield back my time.